I have to say that there is a third reason why I like this kind of black humour, and it's sort of a bit psychoanalytic, but it goes back to my relationship with my mother. Now, as you've probably already gathered, our relationship was not a very easy one. I always used to say that there were only two things that my mother and I had in common. One was that we were both not raised by wolves. And the other one was that we both had this very black sense of humour. We laughed at the same kind of black things. Now, Mother was obviously a very depressed woman, you know, because people who are anxious and permanently scared about everything are usually depressed too. And our telephone conversations over the years would go like this. I always made the call. And I would ring her up and say, "Oh, hello, Mum, it's John." And she'd say, "Oh, hello, John, and how are you?" And I'd say, I'm fine, Mother, how are you?" And she would say, always with a hint of surprise, she'd say, "You know, I've been a little bit down this week." And I don't know why she was surprised, because she was a little bit down this week for 50 fucking years. She'd start telling me all the things that made her life miserable, and I'd often finished out at the end of the conversation more depressed than she was. And so one day, inspiration struck. One day she was carefully listing all the reasons that she didn't want to go on living, and I heard myself say, "I have an idea, Mother." And she said, oh, what's that? And I said, "I know a little man who lives in Fulham, and if you're still feeling this way next week, I could give him a call, if you like, and he could come down to Weston-super-Mare and kill you." Silence. And then she cackled with laughter. It was a real breakthrough. It was extraordinary. And from then on, any time that she'd start saying how unhappy she was, I'd listen for a couple of minutes, of course I did, and then I'd say, "Well, Mother, should I call the little man in Fulham?" And it would make her laugh, you see. It would completely kind of change her mood, and she'd say things like, "Oh no, because I've got a sherry party this Friday." So it was probably this single most creative thing I think I ever did, was coming up with the little man in Fulham. And it relied on this very black sense of humour we both had. On another occasion, well, actually, no, it wasn't another occasion, she was always saying to me, "You'll miss me when I've gone." She told me that throughout my life. "You'll miss me when I've gone." And who knows, one day she may be proved right.